Welcome to Reach the World ASAP. My name is Pastor Scott Griswold, working here in Houston, Texas with the Reach the World Next Door Missionary Training Program. This is a program operated through ASAP Ministries in the Texas Conference, and today I have the privilege of introducing you to a new family that has come to join us to do this work together. This is the Diaz family. This is Pastor Bernabe next to me, and then his wife Marlene, and their children, Hade on her lap, and next to her is Emilio and his brother Benjamin. I am really thankful that you've come. God has put together a team with you as a family that have skills and interests and burdens on your heart for God's work that I believe is perfectly suited for what He's wanting to do here. Go ahead and introduce yourself just a little more, your background, where you're from, the kind of work you've done, and just share with us about yourselves.
Thank you, Pastor Scott, for inviting us to be here in this ministry. I'm from Mexico, and I love to visit our neighbors and give Bible studies, and I'm really happy to be here.
Now, I know you've also have farming background. As a boy, you grew up on a big farm with your father, learning how to do farming. That's one of the main reasons you're here too, is to help us to know how to reach out using agriculture, both to train our students, but also to help the immigrants, the refugees, to connect with, for many of them, their original roots of being in agriculture. Do you truly love being out there in the garden?
Yes, of course. I grew up planting with my father corns. Of course, I'm from Mexico, and we used to plant jalapenos also, but not for food. We sell them.
Yeah.
And squash and watermelon and many more different kinds of plants and vegetables. Wow. And I really love to work outside.
I've seen that already. You're out there dawn to dusk working hard. Your boy's with you out there cleaning things up, making things look nice. Marlene, what about you? What are the things that you love to do that God has put on your heart?
Well, I'm from El Salvador, and I've been here for many years. And when we had our children, one of the burdens was to be in nature. And this is a ministry that can allow us to have, for them outdoors and be able to work in the garden with their father and many other things that you can do when you live in the country. But we also like to have missionary work as our main focus. So we go and try to meet our neighbors. But it's really exciting for me here is that you specifically try to reach other cultures. And I have already had that experience going out with you, and it just fills my heart, and I see my children also being benefited by it, and them being a blessing to those refugee children.
It was so fun for me as I watched you folks go out there as a family, beginning to meet Muslims and Buddhists. You've definitely experienced cross-cultural ministry as you've come from your countries to this country, learned the language, caring for the people, reaching out all the time. You've been a Bible worker, both in the South down here, but also up in, just recently coming from Minneapolis, Minnesota area, up in that direction. And I'm so glad that you have that heart for ministry. So you're not just here to help take care of this center and to teach vocational skills, which is so important, but you have that heart to get out there and lead people to Christ and see them come to Jesus. Tell us a little bit about what happened on your first Sabbath. We went down to Bellaire, Spanish Seventh-day Adventist Church, and what happened down there.
Yes, I like to give Bible studies. In this case, we went to this church, Bellaire Church. It's a beautiful Hispanic church. And around 15-20 people came at 3 p.m. afternoon to do some outreach. So I just listened to your instruction. And the best work to do is to visit the place and pray for the community. So for me, that was a new experience, but I saw that this is the thing that we need to do first, pray for our neighbors. So the group, we went out and we visited 5 different places, you remember? Mm-hmm. We were praying for them. And after an hour and a half or close to 2 hours praying for the community, we came back to the church, and the group unanimously, they decided to one area, one community. And now we are planning to work in that place.
I was so amazed because we had told them beforehand, just like in Acts 16, God can say, don't go there, yes, go there. That God could do that for them today. They wanted an apartment complex that would just be the place they begin their work and go door to door and really care for the people. And so when they came back and we asked them, did God impress you with anything? One man spoke up, I'm sure it's over there. And another one said, well, that's the one I thought too. And a third one added that. And Joella turned to me, our other teammate, and she said, with tears in her eyes, I was praying there and I thought, this is the place, but I didn't think anyone else would select it. And so now they have a place that they can feel, this is our mission field. Because already they're normally reaching out to Spanish-speaking people,
yes,
but they're willing now, even if their English is not perfect, to begin to reach out to those who've just come from backgrounds that have not had a chance to hear the gospel, like those in English and Spanish backgrounds pretty much have had a chance. So I'm so glad you can be connecting with these Spanish-speaking groups that I can't do. You know, we can be friends and we can be friendly, but you're right there. They recognize you have a passion for this work. And to me, it means so much that you are willing to leave a good position, a good situation that you were in to come specifically to reach out to those who haven't had a chance. People will get to know you much more as time goes by. I thank you for taking time. I do want to read something out of that little book of yours there, Hade. Do you mind handing that to me? It's a special quote that she tucked away for me. That's from the book Adventist Home, a book we're well familiar with that has helped us as we're trying to raise our children to serve God as well. From page 488, it says these amazing words. God calls for Christian families to go into communities that are in darkness and error and work wisely and perseveringly for the Master. To answer this call requires self-sacrifice. It's tough to move. It's not easy. While many are waiting to have every obstacle removed, souls are dying without hope and without God in the world. Where are the men and women who will move into regions that are in need of the gospel, that they may point those in darkness to the Redeemer? If families would locate in the dark places of the earth, places where the people are enshrouded in spiritual gloom, and let the light of Christ's life shine out through them, a great work might be accomplished. You have made that choice. And I want to speak to those who are listening. You also may be being called by God today to take your family into a totally new area. And it doesn't have to be overseas. There are many cities, many places that are in need of God's people moving as one or two families determined to reach those unreached people groups He has sent to be our neighbors. I believe God is going to use many, many families so that together we can reach the world ASAP.